holy moly, like, you guys, I really hope that you guys watch for look number 2, because that's when this all changed for me. Like, whoa. I feel like we need a Dazed and Confused quote here. Fry like bacon, little piggies. If you haven't seen that movie, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but why haven't you seen that movie? Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia. Here on my channel, I love affordable fashion and beauty. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe. And today I'm going to be showing you guys the new Melt Cosmetics Electrip Palette. I'm gonna do 2 looks with it, tell you my initial first impression thoughts, also show you the palette up close. So if you want to see this, are we saying trippy? I just, whatever. If you want to see this really pretty palette, keep on watching. Okay, first of all, this palette has not gotten controversy. It's not like that. It's just, I'm so surprised that people are taking such a hard stand on this palette, or are so worked up or upset about this palette. So if you've been following Melt, if you know about the brand, every around 4/20, they come out with a palette kind of themed around that day. Here's the thing. Your girl is kind of innocent. I don't partake in any type of, mind-altering, except for alcohol, mind-altering substances. If other people want to do it, great, do it very responsibly, safely. But I myself, don't touch anything. But at the same time, I'm not gonna not get a palette that I think is really pretty or interesting to me because of the theming, unless it's really offensive. So it is called the Electrip Palette, and it does have this kind of trippy outside packaging. And I've seen some people really shred this and they're like, it's so ugly. And even people who I think do partake in stuff like this are just so offended by it. I really don't understand it. And they're like, the packaging's so ugly. It doesn't even go with the theme. And I'm like, I think it's spot on. This reminds me of Dazed and Confused, okay? Mr. Matthew McConaughey would be like, all right. I remember what this looks like, okay? This is what the inside of the palette looks like. I think this is a really pretty color story. Yes, this is no coincidence. I'm totally matching this palette, maybe too much. But I think this does look kind of psychedelic. And I mean, the shade names aren't that offensive to me. I mean, you have Strawberry Fields, you have Head Trip, Saturn, Bong, Far Out, Reefer, Galactic Love, Pseudo, Blue Heaven, Magic, Mush. I'm not offended, okay? I used to go to String Cheese Incident, jam band concerts in college. My roommate was a hippie, and the music was fun. I just danced and had fun just on my own high, okay? My own joyful, don't need anything high. So I look at this and I see that. I see Fish concerts. I see Deadheads. So I think it's spot on for the theming. And, like I said, I'm not trying to go for that, but I just thought that the color story was fun. This also says summer to me. Says summer and spring and summer nights when you go into the deep blues. I think it's a gorgeous color story. So I'm going to show it to you guys in outside lighting close up so you can see how pretty the sparkles are in here. Okay, so I think what I am going to do today, I'm going to do 2 looks with this. So I'm doing this on one day. The next day I'll have on different clothing, and tomorrow I'm going to do more of what I call nighttime, a little deeper. But today I'm going to do these brighter shades here. I'm dying to go into Strawberry Fields. I know a lot of people are scared of red, and I really love red personally. I think it's an underused shade. I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. I mean, the only kind of downfall about red is it does tend to stain the lids. So maybe I could give you guys an update tomorrow whenever I wash this off if this did indeed stain, but that's not a deal breaker for me. So right away, this has really good pigment. Melt, I really love. This is my 4th palette. I have the Gemini's and I had the Mariposa palette, which I loved. And I get really, really sad if anyone says anything bad about that palette because I just think it's beautiful and I think it works really, really well. But I really love Melt's mattes when they're good. Now, I know a lot of people have said that Melt is inconsistent. And when they're good, they're really good. When they're bad, they're really not good. Those palettes that I have are really, really good. So I guess I've always lucked out and gotten the good Melt formula. There's the one, I can't think of what it is called right now. I'm gonna now go into this Bong, I think that's Bong. See, that's how I don't even know. Like I thought Bong was just spelled like Bong, like B-O-N-G, but maybe it's actually spelled like this. This is B-H-A-N-G. If this means something else, then I mean, well, I told you guys I don't really partake. But yes, there's like a pink palette and I heard that one was not as great from Melt, and I do often see that it's highly discounted. I can't think of what it's called right now, but then you have like She's in Parties. Like I heard that one was pretty good. So I've had a really, really good experience. And just right now, blending this one next to the Strawberry Fields to Red, like absolutely no problems whatsoever. And it blends so effortlessly. That's so easy to blend. Okay, I'm gonna actually go back into Strawberry Fields with this little bit fluffier, longer brush and just gonna kind of extend this out a little bit because I like a shape like this for the eyes. Now, the thing I will say about this color story is you're not gonna really have any lighter mattes in here. You've got some pretty deep to mid-tone, mainly deep. Really just that Bong is the only kind of mid-tone. So you're not gonna have anything light. This is gonna be, when you're using your mattes, they're going to be pretty bold. Okay, I think that is a pretty shape. So I'm also dying to go into this head trip here. This is an orange shimmer. Typically I would use do I want to use this finger? It's awkward. Typically I would use, I'm gonna have to use my other finger with these nails, a glitter glue. Oh, that's pretty. That's just a nice, pretty, bright orange. Like a kind of creamsicle bright orange. So normally I would use a glitter glue, but I just wanted to show you guys if it shows up without. I do like this formula of this shimmer. This is nothing like, you know, spectacular. It doesn't have any shifts to it. It is just an orange shimmer, but it is a bright one, which I do like. Okay, then I think I'm going to need to use a little brush here. By the way, these are the Melt Cosmetics eye brushes, and I am loving them because they are so good for hooded eyes. They're a little bit smaller so I can get into those little crevices. So I'm gonna go in with Saturn. That is this brighter kind of peachy shimmer here. And we're just gonna lay that down in the corner. This might need a little spray. But that is a good inner corner shade. At least if you don't have your lighter mattes, there is a good lighter inner corner. But yeah, this might be one that would be a little bit more impactful if it was sprayed. And I think you could actually get away with this as being a little bit of a brow highlight. This one does not show up a whole lot. It's not super sparkly or foiled. You know what? I'm gonna get a spray and see if I can get that a little bit better because I'm not super impressed with this shade. Okay, I did just spray this. So let's see if we get a little more payoff. Still not a ton. I really like the orange shimmer, but this one just doesn't do a ton. It's pretty dry and doesn't pick up a whole lot on the brush. It maybe, let me do my finger. Oh, yeah, this is pretty dry. That might not be the best quality of shade from Melt, but I do think that the mattes have worked nicely. Okay, next up, let me find which brush I want to use. I'm just dropping stuff everywhere. Okay, I think I do want to kind of like just deepen up a little bit in the crease. So I'm going to take Reefer, which is this brown, and we're just going to lay it right here in the crease. This definitely has some pigment to it. So I'm just gonna kind of do an outer V and drag it into the crease to give a little bit of depth. Okay, I did go ahead and catch up the other eye, and I think that that brown really helped just kind of just anchor this bright eye. So, and I guess the inner corner does show up like at certain angles. It's just still not the best shimmer formula. But I think just to keep it like kind of grounded, I'm gonna go back in with the Reefer, which is that brown, and I'm gonna put that in the lower lash line. So far, first impressions, you know, I've used 5 shades. And so far, I think that the mattes are really good in this. And we will see tomorrow. I'm gonna be heartbroken if this shade Magic Mush or Blue Heaven are not really good, because those are two that really drew me in, and they are shimmer shades. So I really hope that they perform a bit better than that shade Saturn. But yeah, this is a good brown. Very, very pigmented. And this is a true deep brown. Sometimes they'll look brown in the pan and then they'll lean purple or even like a red base to them. But this is a true, like, cool toned, deep, deep brown. I didn't even mean to here, but I think I created a pretty fall looking eye instead of a spring eye. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the liner, lashes, lip, and come back for the first look. Okay, I'm back with the lashes on and the liner on. I just put on a gloss Milani Keep It Full Candy Pop just to keep it subtle with the bold eye look. You know, in different lighting in my bathroom, the inner corner, that Saturn shade does sparkle a little bit more than it does here. So maybe it's a little bit better than I thought. Still not my favorite shimmer formula. For me, so far, it's the mattes, the Strawberry Fields, and this pink one, the Bong. I hope that's what that is. I think they blended absolutely perfectly. So far the mattes are the winner, but I'm really excited to test out this side of the palette tomorrow and see what we come up with. Okay, day number 2, let's go into this side of the palette. Now, I am gonna give you guys the update that the red did not stain, and that's pretty unusual for a red shadow. They almost always stain, or like a deep pink. I'm going in with Pseudo, that is this deep blue, teal blue matte. So that's good news for people who do not like staining on the lids. Also learned something with this palette. I think that the best technique is a packing method, a pack then blend. And one of the reasons why I say that is you can see what great pigment this has. If you noticed with the red one, the pigment was there. I mean, you guys saw it if you are here this long. No problems blending that. It was seamless. The pigment that's in the pan is what went on the eyes. Now, I did watch another popular YouTuber. I'm not gonna say the name. If you've watched it, you may know who I'm talking about. But she did not give this palette a good review. And what was crazy is I saw her use the same red and it did not go on the same on her eyes at all. I don't know if it was like just the brushes or the way maybe she blended too quickly, but a packed dense brush and packing on this matte, I mean, you can see right there, like the pigment is there. The pigment's absolutely there. And it blended so effortlessly and easily. I had absolutely no issues whatsoever. So I think she kind of wrote the palette off a little too soon, because like that's not the issue. Now, I already think the shimmers in here, I do like the orange one that I used yesterday. Do I think that that champagne-y color was like the best? No. But okay, and you guys can see in this middle, see how I didn't really pack that much? I was just kind of blending. The pigment kind of like disappears some, but if you pack it on really, really well first, that pigment is going to be there, okay? But anyway, as I was saying, like, I don't think the mattes in here are the issue at all. At all. I just think it is a technique thing. So, oh yeah, an elephant in the room, if you see, I'm missing a nail. I finally had one get lost, but they've been on for like 6 days, so I call that a win. Okay, just getting the base down for that right now. And I am gonna go blend that out like yesterday, but I am just absolutely dying to get into Magic Mush. I think yesterday, did I say mush? Like, I know it's a mushroom, not a mush, not a mushroom. You guys were probably like, oh my gosh, she really is so innocent and knows nothing. She didn't even know that's a reference to mushrooms. No, I know that. I know magic mushrooms. I know what that means. This green's really, really pretty. I was dying. Like, honestly, this green kind of sold me on the palette when I first saw it. It is so pretty. Really bright and vibrant. That's a nice shimmer. I like this formula so much better than that one yesterday, but it's just a different formula. Like, I think the one yesterday is just meant to be like a topper or something. But this is actually like a nice foiled metallic good shimmer. Okay, and I'm gonna take a little bit of the Pseudo, that same blue, on this skinny tapered more fluffy brush like yesterday, and I'm just gonna kind of blend that around the edges. The one thing that I will say, and I'll give all my final thoughts at the end, but I do feel like this palette is missing something, and I think it's just missing like one more lighter matte. And I don't even know what shade, like maybe if there was a lighter green, something like that, like you could blend that into this one, and you know, that way you could have the dimension of the deeper and lighter. But see, this blends out really, really nicely though around the edges. It does blend into a lighter shade when you take a different brush like this. Just definitely pack on first and then do your blending. But yeah, I just think if it had one more shade in here matte wise, then it would be a little bit more of a well-rounded palette. Okay, both eyes are caught up. I'm kind of going with like a mod, sort of like 60s, 70s vibe here. I think it goes with the palette. So I really want to use all of the shades. So I'm gonna go in with Far Out right here. I'm still kind of unsure if this has like another color in it or if it's just a kind of taupey shimmer, but I am gonna spray my brush and I'm gonna place that right here. Ooh, okay. I really like this shade. That is so pretty. This is like a bronzy taupe. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm not sure that I have, let me show you. I'm not sure that I have another, I don't know that I have a shade just like this. There's almost like a hint of green in it, but it's this beautiful bronzy. I love that. Wow. Okay. That might be like a surprise favorite in here. I'm just gonna kind of go up into this blue. But yeah, that might be, oh my gosh, I love how it pairs with the green. Wow, okay. This palette just became a lot better. I was already liking it, but this shade makes me kind of love it. So glad I tried that shade. Okay, Galactic Love is this deep blue shimmer, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and put that on the lower lash line. I know, you know, some people only do mattes for the lower lash line, but I think you can definitely do shimmers too, especially deep ones, because sometimes you just get a hint of the sparkle and it kind of like appears to be matte unless you look closely. So I think it works. Okay, that is actually so pretty. I think this would be really, really pretty on the lid. It's such a pretty blue, deep midnight blue. It looks really pretty packed though under the eyes. So pretty. Okay, last shade that we have not used yet is Blue Heaven. But also been dying to get into this one, this light baby blue. Let me go ahead and spray this with this little bitty packed brush, again from It's Belle. And we're just going to pop that in the inner, ooh. Oh my gosh, yes. That is exactly what I wanted. This one has, now this one has like a little bit of a shift. I was waiting to see if any, if any of the shimmers in here, oh my gosh, this one is so good. I don't know for sure if it's just because it's next to the green and the blue, if it's picking up, but like I'm seeing like blue, baby blue, green, gold. Yes. And the formula on this is so good. Okay, let me see what this looks like. Oh, it's just so pretty. I think it's one of those, like, it's just like electric blue, and I think it just picks up other colors around it. Okay. I'm happy now. Okay, you guys, lashes are on, lip is on. I was gonna tell you guys, I did use the shade Shameless. This is a little mini Melt lipstick. I really, really like this color. It's like a peachy nude. And you guys, this is so, so pretty. Like this look sold me on this palette. I will say though, I have a very, very close alternative that if you have Fire and Ice by Nomad Cosmetics, this is not an exact dupe by any means, but it is, I'm trying not to drop this. It is very, very, very similar. Look at that. Look how similar these are. You have a lot of the same shades in here. So if you have this palette, I'm not gonna tell you run out and buy this one at all. And if you love Melt and you like this color story at all, I highly recommend it. There is only one shade in here that I just wish they would have done away with, and that is this one right here. And I wish they would have replaced it with something like just like a different matte, like a lighter blue, a lighter green, maybe even like just like a really light peachy something. But other than that, some of these shimmers in here blew me away. And at first, you guys heard me, I was like, I don't know about those shimmers. Wow, like Far Out and Blue Heaven and Magic Mush, whoa, like I'm in love with them. The mattes I thought were outstanding. If you've seen a bad review on these mattes, I'm telling you, use a packed brush and do a packing method, then blend out, and it works perfectly. This was, I got an email because I'm on the emailing list from purchasing that this was still available for the 30% off. I think at that price, it's absolutely worth it. So happy that I have it now in my collection. You guys let me know which look that you like the best. For me, it's number 2 all the way. And as always, have fun shopping. Budget shopping. Bye.